Hey guys, it's Allie with Imperfect Pages, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do just a little setup of a few pages in my book journal, or reading journal, whatever you want to call it. I showed you guys a flip through of my setup a few weeks ago, and I have added a few more spreads that you'll see me work on here. So the first spread that I'm working on is my books hauled. I know I mentioned in my original journal setup that I was going to do a low by book year, and that's still true, but I do want to have a way to keep track of what books I'm buying each month and keep track of how much I'm spending on my books. And I thought this spread would kind of help me keep track of that. So here I'm just using some Crayola Super Tips to draw out spaces for each month. I've got 3 on the left side, and I'm going to make 3 boxes on the right side. And you'll see that here in just a second. I do move it back right side up. And this is for January, February, April. Did I forget a month there? I sure did. January, February, March, April, May, and June. You can see me writing just the abbreviations for the month in a Uniball Vision Elite pen, and those are waterproof. They're one of my favorite pens to write with. I'm just going to get a drink here while I work on outlining the next page here. So that is just a continuation of the other page that I was working on, and this will cover the second 6 months of the year. I figured I would do this on 2 pages because I know there are some months that I will buy more books than others, or I'll get books as gifts, and the books that I get as gifts I'm also going to add to my books hauled, and I'll just make a little note that they were a gift or something off to the side. But months like my birthday, or if I go on vacation and buy a couple books, Christmas, the holidays, that kind of stuff, or months where there are new books that coming out that I'm going to purchase, because I do know there are a few this year. So I am keeping track of those on this spread as well. And again, I'm just using the Crayola Super Tips for this. They're one of my favorite markers because they don't bleed through this paper, and I like the colors. I've had this set of Super Tips for probably 7-8 years at this point. I may have even had them when I lived at my old house, and we moved out of that house in 2017. So I've had these markers for a long time. They are starting to get to the point where some of them are dried out, so I don't have all the colors, but I do have enough to get by. So here I'm just filling out the books that I have purchased this month. I have bought 3 books. 2 of them were Nick and Charlie and This Winter, and that was to kind of complete the Heartstopper collection of books that I have. I was able to get those on sale at work, and then I did pick up The Picture of Dorian Gray because one of my goals this year is to read a classic, so I figured I would pick that up. That way I've got it on my shelf and I can read that whenever I'm feeling motivated. And then in this clip, you can see me outlining my anticipated releases. Again, this is going to be a 2-page spread each, 2 pages, 4 pages, I guess, technically, because each page has 3 months on it, so each 2-page spread has 6 months, if that makes sense. So I am just setting those up with, again, the Crayola Super Tips. I'm not really sure why, but on the first page, I made the font really big, and then on the second page, I made the font really small. I don't really know how that happened. I have a plan to go in and fill out the blank spaces that have been on these spreads with stickers or washi tape or doodles or something. I'm going to find a way to fill that blank space, but I wasn't too concerned about filling that out today because this journal, the one thing I really love about it is that it is a work in progress. So it's going to constantly evolve as I add things to it. It's going to be basically a year-long project. None of these spreads are even going to be finished until the end of the year. which is nice because I don't feel like there's a time crunch for me to have to get things done to show you guys. So I think I had mentioned this before. My plan is to do monthly or quarterly flip throughs. I'm not 100% sure yet. I think I'll do quarterly flip throughs of like all of my 2024 pages, and then maybe just do like a monthly reset where I kind of go over what I read during the month and ratings and such. I'm not 100% set on what I'm going to do with that yet, but those are kind of the ideas I'm brainstorming. So we'll see. This month I've been having a really good reading month. I think I'm on my 6th book. Oh, you can see here where I wrote October on the wrong spot, and that's why I gave you guys a thumbs down. The spacing on that wasn't how I wanted, but it's fine because I'll eventually go back and cover it up. But yeah, this month has been a really good reading month. I'm really excited. You can see here where I had a spread that I started and I didn't like it. It was too simple. I want to set up my monthly spreads a little different. At first I thought I would just do a written list, but I'm not digging it. So we're going to cover it here. You can see me kind of tracing like a straight line down the edge of that blue paper, so I know where to cut. And that was me being lazy and not getting a ruler to fix that. So I'm just taking some like royal blue paper here, and I've got some gold glitter paper that I got from Dollar Tree, a ripped up piece of book paper, a book page, an old book page, and then a magazine clipping that I've had for years. It was actually tucked into this journal, and I forgot I had it until like a few weeks ago when I found it again, and I thought I would use it to make a little collage here. That is one thing I really want to do in this journal, is make a handful of collages, not a ton of them, because it is an exposed spine journal, and it doesn't hold up to putting tons of stuff in it. But I do want to break up my writing and my statistics and stuff with little collages or like themed pages. So that's just one that I'm doing here, is just a little themed page, and you'll see me using a tape runner just to glue that magazine clipping down. And then I've got these index cards that I'm going to rip up and use as another layer on here. And I really like these index cards. I like the colors of them. Blue and yellow just kind of seem like January colors. You can see here though, the only thing about these index cards is the texture of the paper. When I try to use tape runners on it, it sticks and it rips the paper. I don't know why. I've never had that issue before, but it's very annoying. So I have to like very delicately use the tape runner on those index cards. But yeah, that was kind of just a start on that collage. I'll go back and add more to it later, add some details, maybe use some paint pen or something on the blue paper to give it some color. And then here I am starting my January reads page, and this basically will be where at the end of the month I'm going to wrap up everything that I've read for the month. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a written list or if I want to print the book covers. I haven't decided yet. I guess it'll partly depend on how much I end up reading in January, and that will kind of help me determine what I want to do for my setup. So that's just what I'm doing here. I'm adding some blue paper at the top. Like I said, January is kind of like a blue and gold month for me. I don't know why I associate blue and gold with January, but I do, and that's just the way it is. Adding another piece of that index card here, and then you see me take that Crayola marker and just write the word January on the top so that I know what month it's for. And yeah, I haven't done a whole lot to fancy up this spread yet. I'll add more to it at the end of the month once I have all of my reading stats for the month. Decide if I want to do a written list of pages or covers, and then I'll go through and decorate this at the end of the month. Like I said, I think that's what I want to do with like monthly spreads. I might film those, we'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited about how my reading journal is going right now. I'm really loving this project, and I think it's something I can stick with. So yeah, I guess I will wrap this up here because I'm wrapping up the spreads themselves. And you can just see me doing a few more doodles, I suppose. And then, yeah, there's not a whole lot left. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.